I showed you in my opening editorial a Labor MP who was grilled by our own Jonathan Lee over a change of tune when it comes to boat turnbacks. That was Fiona Phillips. She holds the seat of Gilmore on a 2.6% margin. Now, Gilmore covers a wide area of the New South Wales South Coast and Snowy Mountains area. Back in 2015, Phillips signed a letter calling on Labor to reject policies of mandatory detention, offshore processing and boat turnbacks. Fiona's facing a fierce competitor this time around in the former New South Wales Transport Minister, Andrew Constance, a popular local who supported South Coast communities through the 2020 summer bushfires, criticising Scott Morrison along the way. Andrew Constance joins me now from the town of Berry. Good to talk to you, Andrew. We've talked before in previous capacities, but there's a lot of people when they want to switch from state politics to federal politics look for an easy path, dropped into a safe seat. You've only got to look at Christina Keneally in this election, for instance. You're staying in your area and you're going to have to win it off Labor to go into federal parliament. Now, win, you'll be a bit of a hero. You might help keep the government in power. Lose, your political career's over. You feel like you're taking a hell of a gamble?
Well, it's probably in some ways a win-win, Chris. I don't know, but look, this election's about the community. I'm running a really positive campaign about the issues that really matter for the people of Gilmore. We've got an exhausted community and a community that's been through so much from fires, floods, and pandemic, and it's a beautiful community. There's so much to do, grow the jobs, help small business. And, I'm very excited about the campaign. I think it's one in which we can have a really good opportunity to present a candidate who understands the strength from within community, given what we've experienced, particularly with the Black Summer fires.
Yeah, I've heard you talk about, of course, the rebuilding job in that community, both the personal one and the physical one when it comes to the economy and the like. What about some of the other federal issues, though? And that's very important. I don't want to downplay that, but I just want to move on. And for instance, that issue I just highlighted where Fiona Phillips has been all over the shop, like Anthony Albanese, on border protection. Where have you been on the federal government's tough border protection stance? Have you always supported it, and do you support it going forward?
Look, Operation Sovereign Borders has not only kept Australia strong and safe, but it's also saved lives. It's stopped the red carpet of people smuggling with those god-awful leaky boats. The point out of this is that the Gilmore electorate is a defence community. There's a lot of serving men and women out of Albatross and Creswell who go to work every day to keep us safe. I think certainly the fact that we are debating turnback of boats policy in this election, you've got to be firm on this. You've got to have a strong message to go to the region throughout Asia and the like that we don't tolerate it. Labor have been sending mixed signals, and I believe the people of the Gilmore electorate do strongly support Operation Sovereign Borders and, of course, also our national security and our national borders. So, I'm not quite sure whether you have to turn up to a Labor Party national conference to be indoctrinated against your view is something that really will resonate with the people of Gilmore.
Well, it's not directly in your electorate, but neighbouring it is, of course, Wollongong and Port Kembla. Would you welcome that site being chosen to base nuclear-fuelled submarines?
I would, and there's a number of reasons for this. Port Kembla is the ideal location, in my view. Yes, it needs to be a strategic decision of our experts in terms of our national defence. But that said, you have a base which would, in many ways, grow the opportunities, particularly through the Shoalhaven, through to Albatross in terms of the defence sector. We've got some incredible defence industries in our region. I want to see them grow alongside the growth in Defence Force personnel. And I know that with the location of the subbase there, that would facilitate in the order of about $10 billion of economic uplift and investment shoreside with the subbase being there. So a lot of great opportunities. We have defence industry jobs here that are just fantastic for our young people. In fact, Air Affairs, second largest employer in the Shoalhaven, it goes and works alongside some of the high schools such as Vincenta and Bomaderry to actually give those opportunities to young people. So, defence, in light of where we sit globally right now, is without doubt one of the key issues. And I would point out the difference between my side of politics and the Labor Party in terms of how defence spending has been handled over recent years. Very significant cuts when Labor were last in office. So to that end, it's really important that we do see that sub-base and the opportunities that flow and the ongoing investment into defence, which of course flows through to the region that I'm seeking to represent.
Great stuff. Thanks for joining us, Andrew. I appreciate it.